A fearless prophet stands at the edge of an endless sea, holding nothing but his staff, and behind him, a ruthless king charges with a thunder of soldiers. The waves roar, hearts race, and the people scream with fear, thinking it's the end. But in that breathless moment, something unimaginable happens. A miracle that splits the world in two, and from there, everything changes forever. This is the untold story about the prophet Musa and Pharaoh, a story that unbelievers identified as false. Sit back and relax as we have unpacked a lot of truth in this video. Help us grow and reach a wider audience by liking and subscribing to our channel. If you are ready, let's get into the video. In a mighty land called Egypt, there lived a powerful king. His name was Pharaoh. He sat on a golden throne, wore shiny robes, and had soldiers all around him. But this king was not kind. He was cruel. He ruled with fear. Pharaoh was afraid, not of a big army or a fire or a storm, but of a tiny baby. Yes, a baby. Pharaoh had heard something, a whisper in the air, a rumor that made him tremble inside. He believed that one day, a baby boy from the children of Israel, the people he had enslaved, would grow up and destroy his kingdom. So he made a terrible plan. He told his soldiers, "Every baby boy born to the children of Israel must be taken. Do not leave even one." The soldiers obeyed. They stomped through villages. They pushed open doors. Mothers held their babies close and wept. Fathers begged for mercy, but Pharaoh's heart was cold like stone. In one quiet house, a mother sat holding her newborn son. Her heart pounded. Her eyes were full of tears. She loved her baby more than anything in the world. His tiny fingers curled around hers. His breath was soft. His eyes were like shining stars. This mother didn't want to let go. But Allah, the most wise, the most caring, sent a message into her heart. She didn't see him. She didn't hear a sound. But she felt the words deep inside her soul. Feed your baby and take care of him. But when you feel afraid, place him in a basket and set it on the river. Don't be scared. Don't be sad. I will bring him back to you. I will make him a messenger. Surah Al-Qasas 28:7. What? Put her baby in a basket? Into the river? The mother's heart raced faster. What if the basket sank? What if the water was too fast? What if someone saw? But Allah made her brave. He wrapped her heart with courage. So she held her baby close one last time, kissed his forehead, and placed him in a strong basket. The sky was dark. The water whispered softly. With trembling hands, she pushed the basket into the river. And then it drifted away. The river flowed gently. The basket floated like a leaf. It passed by trees and birds. It passed by rocks and fish. No one saw it. No one stopped it. But Allah was watching. He was guiding the basket exactly where it needed to go. Do you know where it ended up? Right at Pharaoh's palace. Yes, the same Pharaoh who wanted to hurt baby boys. Pharaoh's wife, Asiya, came to the river to walk and rest. She saw the basket and called to her servants, "Bring that to me." They opened the basket. A baby. His cheeks were round and soft. His eyes sparkled like jewels. Asiya felt something she hadn't felt in a long time: love. She picked up the baby and smiled. Then she looked at Pharaoh and said, "This child will bring us joy. Don't kill him. Maybe he will be useful to us. Maybe we can raise him as our own." Surah Al-Qasas 28:9. Pharaoh scowled. His eyes narrowed. He felt something strange inside. Was it fear? But he allowed it. He let the baby live. What Pharaoh didn't know was this. He had just welcomed his future enemy into his own home. But the baby who would one day become Prophet Musa was hungry. He cried and cried. Pharaoh's servants brought many women to feed the baby, but something amazing happened. He refused every single one. He wouldn't drink milk from anyone. He cried harder, louder. Nothing worked. Asiya grew worried. "He'll get sick," she said. "He's just a baby." But Allah had a plan. Back in the village, the mother of baby Musa was crying too. Her heart was broken. She missed her son terribly. She didn't know where he was. She didn't know if he was safe. But then she felt a tug in her heart. Allah made her heart strong again. Surah Al-Qasas 28:10. She told her daughter, "Go, follow the river, see where your brother has gone." The sister walked quietly. She watched the water. She walked and walked until she reached Pharaoh's palace. She heard the people talking. "The baby won't eat anything. He needs a mother." The sister stepped forward and said, "Shall I tell you about a woman who might help? She is kind. She might be able to feed him." They nodded and brought the woman the baby's real mother. The moment she held him, he stopped crying. He snuggled against her and drank milk. Everyone was amazed. No one knew she was the real mother, but Allah knew. Pharaoh's wife said, "Will you stay here and help us raise this baby?" But the mother shook her head. "Let me take him home with me. I'll feed him and care for him." And they agreed. Just like that, Allah brought the baby back to his mother, safe and sound. Surah Al-Qasas 28:13. Her heart was full. She hugged him tightly. Tears ran down her cheeks, but this time, they were happy tears. Allah had kept his promise. But deep in Pharaoh's palace, danger still waited. This baby, this little boy named Musa, would grow up right under Pharaoh's nose. One day he would stand before Pharaoh with truth and courage. But for now, he slept peacefully in his mother's arms. The river had carried him into danger, but Allah had carried him into safety. Years passed. The baby in the basket had grown into a tall, strong, and wise young man. His name was Musa. He still lived in Pharaoh's palace, wearing fine clothes and walking through grand halls. But in his heart, he never forgot who he truly was. He belonged to the children of Israel, the people who were still treated badly, still made to work like slaves. Every day, Musa saw Pharaoh's soldiers shouting at them, hitting them, making them carry heavy loads. His heart burned with sadness. He knew this was not right. One day, Musa walked into the city when most people were resting. The streets were quiet, too quiet. Suddenly, he heard yelling. Two men were fighting. One was from the children of Israel, Musa's people. The other was from Pharaoh's people, the ones in power. The man from Musa's people shouted, "Help me!" Musa ran forward. He didn't mean to hurt anyone, he just wanted to stop the fight. But when Musa pushed the man from Pharaoh's people, he fell down and died. Musa froze. He hadn't meant to kill him. It was an accident. But it had happened. His heart pounded. His hands shook. He whispered, "This is from Shaitan's work. He makes people fight. He is a clear enemy." Surah Al-Qasas 28:15. Musa was scared, but he also turned to Allah right away. He said, "My Lord, I have wronged myself. Please forgive me." And Allah, the most merciful, forgave him. Surah Al-Qasas 28:16. Musa promised, "My Lord, if you help me, I will never help people who do wrong again." The next day, Musa walked in the city again. He was nervous, watching, listening. Then, he saw the same man from the children of Israel, the one he helped yesterday, arguing again. Musa was surprised. "You're always fighting," he said. But before Musa could step in, the man shouted, "Musa, are you going to kill me like you killed that man yesterday?" Musa's eyes went wide. People nearby turned to look. Now they knew. They knew it was Musa who had killed the man from Pharaoh's people. In the palace, Pharaoh and his chiefs heard the news. "He must be punished," they shouted. They held secret meetings. They planned to take Musa. But Allah had a plan too. One man, a believer who lived in Pharaoh's palace and cared for Musa, rushed to warn him. He ran through the halls. His voice was low and serious. He whispered, "Musa, the people are meeting now to kill you. Run away. I want what's best for you. Go quickly." Surah Al-Qasas 28:20. Musa didn't wait. He didn't pack his things. He ran out of the palace, out of the city, into the desert. His heart was heavy. His feet hurt. The sun was hot. There was no food, no water, no friends. But as he ran, he said only one thing: "My Lord, save me from the wrongdoers." Al-Qasas 28:21. He ran and ran, all alone. No guards, no gold, no palace, just him and Allah. And even though he was scared, he trusted Allah with all his heart. This is how Musa, the boy raised in a palace, became a stranger in the desert. He didn't know where he was going yet, but Allah did, because Allah was guiding his every step. and something new was waiting for him. A new home, a kind family, and a fire on a mountain that would change the world forever. Musa walked far. He walked through dry deserts and hot winds. His sandals tore. His clothes were dusty. He was tired, hungry, alone, but he kept walking. "Maybe this is where Allah wants me to go," he whispered. After many days, he reached a place called Madian. He saw trees again. He saw water. He heard voices. It was a well. People were giving water to their animals. Musa watched quietly. Then he saw two girls standing far away with their sheep. They looked worried and shy. They didn't come close to the crowd. Musa walked over and asked, "What's wrong? Why aren't you giving your animals water?" The girls said, "We can't water them until the men leave, and our father is an old man." Surah Al-Qasas 28:23. Musa didn't wait. He walked over, pulled the heavy stone away from the well, and gave their sheep water. Then he sat down in the shade. He looked up at the sky. His heart was tired, but he said, "My Lord, I am in great need of whatever good you send to me." Surah Al-Qasas 28:24. He didn't ask for money or food or a house. He just asked Allah for good, whatever good Allah chose for him. Not long after, one of the girls came back. She walked shyly and said, "My father wants to thank you. Come with me." Surah Al-Qasas 28:25. Musa followed her to a kind old man. They talked. They shared stories. The man smiled and said, "I want you to work with us for a while, and if you stay, you can even marry one of my daughters." Musa agreed. He finally had a home, a family, a safe place to rest. Years passed. Musa was no longer a young man. He had grown wiser, stronger, and more patient. But then, something happened. One day, while traveling with his family, Musa saw a strange fire far away, near a mountain. It was glowing, flickering, calling to him. He said to his family, "Stay here. I see a fire. Maybe I can bring you some news or a burning torch to warm us?" Surah Taha 20:10. Musa walked closer and closer to the fire. But when he reached it, he heard a voice. Not a human voice. It was strong, gentle, mighty. It was the voice of Allah. "O Musa," the voice said, "I am your Lord. Take off your shoes. You are in the sacred valley of Tuwa. I have chosen you. So listen to what is revealed to you." Surah Taha 20:11-13. Musa's heart shook. He stood barefoot on the holy ground, listening. Then Allah said, "Indeed, I am Allah. There is no God except me. So worship me and establish prayer to remember me." Surah Taha 20:14. Then Allah gave Musa a mission, a big one. "Go to Pharaoh. He has become very proud and evil." Surah Taha 20:24. Musa stepped back. Pharaoh, the same Pharaoh who wanted to kill him? Musa was afraid. He remembered the palace, the soldiers, the anger. He said, "My Lord, open my chest for me. Make this task easy. Remove the knot from my tongue so people understand me. And send my brother Harun with me. He speaks more clearly than I do." Surah Taha 20:25-29. Allah answered him, "You are both given strength. Go and don't be afraid. I am with you. I hear and see everything." Surah Taha 20:46. Musa's heart felt lighter. He wasn't alone. Allah would protect him. He would face Pharaoh not with a sword, not with an army, but with the truth. And Allah gave him two special signs. His staff, a long stick, when he threw it, it would turn into a snake. His hand, when he placed it inside his cloak and pulled it out, it would shine bright and white with no harm. With these signs and the help of his brother Harun, Musa now had a clear mission. He was no longer the boy in the basket. He was a prophet of Allah, and his journey was just beginning. Musa held his staff tightly in his hand. His brother Harun walked beside him. The wind blew through the sand as they returned to the land of Egypt. They weren't going home to rest. They were going to speak to the most powerful man in the land, Pharaoh. As they reached the great palace, Musa remembered everything: the golden walls, the guards, the angry face of Pharaoh, the fear. But this time he didn't run, because this time Allah was with him. He and Harun stood tall and walked into the throne room. Pharaoh sat high on his throne, wearing a crown that glittered like fire. He laughed when he saw Musa. "You again," he said. "A man who ran away? A man who killed someone?" But Musa answered with truth and calm. "We are messengers from the Lord of all worlds. Let the children of Israel go." Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26:16-17. Pharaoh frowned. He didn't like that, not one bit. "Who is your Lord?" he demanded. And Musa said, "Our Lord is the one who gave everything its shape and guided it." Surah Taha 20:50. Pharaoh grew angry. His face turned red. He shouted, "If you worship anyone besides me, I'll throw you in prison." But Musa was not afraid. He said, "Even if I show you something clear?" Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26:30. Pharaoh's eyes narrowed. "Show me," he snapped. Musa threw his staff on the ground, and right before everyone's eyes, the wooden stick turned into a giant snake, slithering and hissing. People gasped. Then Musa placed his hand inside his cloak. When he pulled it out, it was shining bright white, like a light from the sky. Surah Taha 20:22. Everyone stared. Even Pharaoh couldn't look away. But instead of believing, Pharaoh said, "This is magic, tricks, nothing more." He called his servants and shouted, "Bring me the best magicians in the land. We'll show this Musa that he is nothing." Soon, magicians from all over Egypt were gathered. The palace was full of people. The day of the big contest had come. Musa stood on one side. The magicians stood on the other, holding ropes and sticks. They looked at Musa and said, "We will win. Don't be afraid." But Musa said, "No, you throw first." They threw their ropes and sticks, and with their magic, it looked like snakes were crawling all over the floor. People screamed. Musa felt fear just for a moment, but Allah said to him, "Don't be afraid, Musa. You will win." Surah Taha 20:68. So Musa threw his staff, and it turned into a real snake bigger and faster than the others, and it swallowed all their fake snakes. The magicians stepped back. Their eyes grew wide. They looked at each other. Then they fell to the ground in sujud, bowing with their faces to the floor. "We believe in the Lord of Musa and Harun," they cried. Pharaoh couldn't believe it. He stood up and shouted, "You dare believe in him before I say so? I will punish you." But the magicians were no longer afraid of Pharaoh. They had seen the truth. They said, "Do whatever you want. You can only hurt our bodies. We have believed in Allah, and we want him to forgive us." Surah Taha 20:72-73. Pharaoh was furious, but nothing he did could stop what had begun. Because now, people were talking. They were whispering. They were wondering if Musa really did speak the truth. Musa and Harun kept going. They went to the people. They told them to worship only Allah, the Most High. They warned Pharaoh again, "Let the children of Israel go. Stop your cruelty, or a great punishment will come." But Pharaoh said, "I am your Lord, the highest." Surah An-Nazi'at 79:24. He still thought he was in control. He still thought no one could stop him. But he was wrong. Very soon Pharaoh's world was about to fall apart, and Musa's mission was about to reach the sea. Pharaoh's heart was full of anger. No matter what Musa showed him, the staff, the glowing hand, or the truth, he refused to believe. He said to his people, "I am your king. Egypt is mine. Look at the rivers that flow beneath me." Surah Az-Zukhruf 43:51. He thought he was a god. He made life harder for the children of Israel. He made them work more, hurt them more. But Musa didn't stop. He told Pharaoh again and again, "Let my people go." And Pharaoh kept saying, "No." Then one day Allah told Musa something very special, a command, a secret. "Take my servants out at night. They must leave Egypt, and don't be afraid. You will not be caught." Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26:52. Musa's eyes widened. The time had come, the time to escape. That night, while the people of Egypt were sleeping, Musa went from house to house. He whispered to the children of Israel, "Get ready. Take what you can carry. We're leaving tonight." Mothers grabbed their babies. Fathers took food. Children held hands. And together, led by Musa and Harun, they slipped out into the night. No one made a sound. Their footsteps were quiet in the sand. They were free. But in the palace, Pharaoh found out. He was furious. He shouted, "How dare they leave without my permission?" He gathered his army, soldiers, horses, weapons. They chased after Musa and the children of Israel fast and strong. Meanwhile, Musa and his people walked until they reached a huge place, the Red Sea. Waves crashed before them. The water stretched wide, too wide to cross. Behind them, they heard thunder, drums, horses galloping. Pharaoh's army was coming. The people panicked. They shouted, "Musa! They're going to catch us! We're trapped!" Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26:61. But Musa's heart was calm. He looked ahead at the sea. He looked up at the sky, and he said, "No, my Lord is with me. He will guide me." Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26:62. Then Allah spoke to him, "Strike the sea with your staff." Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26:63. Musa took his staff, the same one that had turned into a snake, and raised it high. He struck the water, and something amazing happened. The sea began to split. The water rose like two giant mountains on both sides, and in the middle a path opened, dry land leading all the way across. Musa turned to his people and shouted, "Come, go, go, go!" They ran through the path, hurrying between the walls of water. Children gasped, mothers held their babies tight. Fathers looked behind in fear, but Allah was guiding them. Not one drop of water touched them. They crossed safely to the other side. Then Pharaoh and his army reached the sea. They saw the path through the water. They didn't stop. They rushed in after them, thinking they could win. But they were wrong. As soon as Musa and his people were safe, Allah told the sea to return. The water crashed down. Huge waves swallowed Pharaoh's army, their horses, their soldiers, their gold. All of it, gone. As the water closed in on him, Pharaoh shouted, I believe in the God of Musa and Harun." Surah Yunus 10:90. But it was too late. He had seen the truth, only when he was drowning. And Allah said, "Now, when before you disobeyed? Today we will save your body, so people after you will remember." Surah Yunus 10:91-92. Pharaoh's body was left behind, but his power was gone. On the other side of the sea, the children of Israel stood in awe. The sky was quiet, the wind was soft, and the sea, now calm, had saved them. They looked at Musa with eyes full of love and wonder. Tears rolled down their cheeks. They were no longer slaves, they were free by the help of Allah. And so the boy from the basket, the man who ran into the desert, had now become the leader of a free people. All by the will of Allah, the most powerful. And Musa's journey was not over yet. The sea had closed. The children of Israel were free. Pharaoh was gone. Musa stood by the shore, the cool wind brushing his face. But in his heart, he knew this was not the end. It was just the beginning. Allah had saved them, yes. But now Allah was going to give them laws, rules to live by, truth to follow. And so one day Allah called Musa, "Come to the mountain, Musa, for 40 nights." Surah Al-Araf 7:1-42. Musa turned to his people and said, "Stay here. Harun will lead you while I am gone. Obey him. Do what is right." The people nodded. They watched Musa walk away. Step by step, he climbed the tall, rocky mountain, Mount Sinai. The wind howled around him. Dark clouds circled above. Lightning flashed. The sky cracked with thunder. But Musa kept climbing, with love and fear in his heart, because he was going to meet Allah. High on the mountain, the air was different, quiet, heavy, holy. And there, Allah spoke to him. No one else could hear it. No one else could see it. But Musa did. His heart trembled. His soul stood still. And then Allah gave him something powerful, something sacred, tablets with words from Allah carved into them. Clear guidance, a mercy, truth for all time. Surah Al-Araf 7:1-45. These were Allah's commands, rules for Musa's people to follow. Do not lie, do not steal, do not hurt others, worship no one but Allah. Musa held the tablets tight, but then Allah said something that made Musa's face turn pale. Your people, they did wrong after you left. Surah Taha 20:85. Musa gasped, "What do you mean, my Lord?" And Allah told him, while Musa was gone, A man named Samiri had tricked the people. He had taken gold from them, melted it, shaped it into a calf, a golden calf. It could not speak, it could not move. But Samiri said, "This is your God. This is who saved you." And many of the people believed him. They began to bow to the statue, to worship it. They forgot Allah. Musa was shocked, angry, heartbroken. He rushed down the mountain, the tablets in his arms. His face was stormy. His steps were fast. And when he saw it with his own eyes, people dancing around the golden calf, his heart burned. He threw the tablets down. They shattered on the ground. Surah Al-Araf 7:150. He grabbed his brother Harun by the beard. "Why didn't you stop them?" But Harun cried out, "Musa, don't hurt me. I tried. I told them to stop, but they almost hurt me." Musa let go, his hands shaking. He turned to Allah and said, "My Lord, forgive me and my brother. Have mercy on us." Surah Al-Araf 7:151. Then Musa turned to his people. His voice was loud and fierce. "Didn't Allah save you from Pharaoh? Didn't he split the sea for you? And now you bow to a statue? You have done something terrible." The people looked down in shame. Some cried. Some were still too stubborn to admit they were wrong. Musa said, "Turn back to Allah. Ask him to forgive you. Admit what you did." And some of them did. They knew they had been fooled. They knew they had sinned. They begged Allah for mercy, and Allah, the most merciful, the most forgiving, forgave those who truly repented. Surah Al-Baqarah 254. After that, Musa returned to the mountain once more. He asked Allah, "My Lord, let me see you." But Allah said, "You cannot bear to see me, but look at the mountain. If it stays in place, then you will see me." Surah Al-Araf 7:143. Then Allah showed just a tiny part of his glory to the mountain, and the mountain crumbled to dust. Musa fell to the ground, unconscious. When he woke up, he whispered, "Glory be to you, my Lord. I turn to you. I am the first to believe." Musa came down once more, with the tablets, with Allah's mercy, and a heart full of truth. But ahead of him, the journey was still long. The people still had more to learn, and the greatest tests were still to come. The hot sun shone down as Musa stood before his people. They had crossed the sea. They had been saved from Pharaoh. They had been given Allah's commands. Now, it was time for the next step. The Promised Land, a beautiful land, a blessed land, a land that Allah had chosen for the children of Israel. Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:21. Musa said, "O my people, enter the holy land which Allah has written for you. Don't turn back. Don't be afraid." But the people looked nervous. They remembered stories. "There are strong people living there," someone whispered. "Warriors, giants, they'll crush us," another said. Fear spread. They cried out, "Musa, we won't go in as long as they are there." "No way," Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:22. Musa tried to encourage them. He reminded them of Allah's miracles. "The sea was split for you. Pharaoh was destroyed. Allah is with you." But they still refused. They crossed their arms and said something shocking. "You and your Lord go and fight. We'll stay here." Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:24. Musa was heartbroken. Tears filled his eyes. He had done so much for them, guided them, protected them, and now they turned away in fear. He turned to Allah and said, "My Lord, I only have power over myself and my brother. So separate us from these disobedient people." Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:25. And Allah answered, "Then the land is forbidden to them for 40 years. They will wander in the desert, lost. So don't be sad over them, Musa." Surah Al-Ma'idah 5:26. And just like that, the path to the promised land was closed. The people could no longer enter. They were left to wander in the wilderness, day after day, year after year, for 40 long years. But even in their wandering, Allah still showed mercy. He gave them shade from the sun. He sent food from the sky, manna and quails. Surah Al-Araf 7:160. He gave them water when Musa struck a rock with his staff, and 12 springs flowed out. Surah Al-Baqarah 260. Even when they disobeyed, Allah was still kind. But their fear and stubbornness had cost them the land they were meant to enter. And Musa, He kept guiding them. He kept praying for them. Even when they were ungrateful, he still cared. Because Musa loved his people. And more than that, Musa loved Allah. The desert was quiet. The stars blinked above the camp, and the people of Musa were asleep. But Prophet Musa was awake. He looked up at the sky, remembering everything. The river, the basket, the fire on the mountain, the staff that turned into a snake, the sea that split in two, and through it all, Allah was with him. Even though the people made mistakes, even though they disobeyed, Musa never gave up. He kept teaching. He kept guiding. He kept making dua for them, saying, "My Lord, forgive me and my brother, and enter us into your mercy. You are the most merciful." Surah Al-Araf 7:151. And Allah answered with kindness. He sent down blessings. He raised Musa up high, a chosen one. Surah Al-Araf 7:144. He said, "O Musa, I have chosen you over the people with my messages and my words. So take what I have given you and be grateful." Surah Al-Araf 7:144. One day Allah told Musa to choose 70 men to come with him up the mountain. There they would make tawbah, a prayer to ask for forgiveness. So Musa gathered the best of them and led them upward. They stood at the mountain's edge. The ground rumbled. A light surrounded them. They said, "Musa, we want to see Allah with our own eyes." But suddenly a great shaking came, a blast of thunder. The mountain trembled, and the people fell down. Musa dropped to the ground and cried, "My Lord, if you wanted, you could have destroyed us before. Please forgive us. We are sorry." Surah Al-Araf 7:155. And Allah accepted the dua, because He is always merciful to those who turn back. Years passed. The people grew. Some listened, some didn't. But Musa kept going. He kept his heart close to Allah. And Allah said something very special. "My mercy will be for those who follow the messenger to come after you, Muhammad, peace be upon him." Surah Al-Araf 7:157. So even before Prophet Muhammad was born, Musa knew about him. He knew that one day another messenger would come, the last one with a heart of mercy and a light for the world. Musa smiled even in the desert winds. He trusted Allah's plan. And then, after many years of trials, teaching, and love, Musa's time came to return to his Lord. No one knows where he was buried, but Allah honored him forever. In the Qur'an, Allah says, "Peace be upon Musa and Harun. Indeed, we reward those who do good. They were truly among our believing servants." Surah Al-Safat 37:120-122. And so the boy in the basket, the man with the staff, the prophet who stood before a king, the servant who spoke to Allah. His story lives on. His name is written in the sky, and his words echo through the Qur'an. Because when you walk with Allah, even through oceans, even through deserts, even when no one listens, you are never alone.